Hello, we are going to talk about factoring today for Math 7, grade 7, and this is in the intermediate math book for 7th grade, and we are on practice 10.5, and we are talking about factoring. Okay, so factors are numbers or letters that are multiplied together to you'll get a number like, for example, 35. The factors of 35 are 5 times 7. They are multiplied together to get 35. You can also have factors that are letters, like A times B. A is a factor and B is a factor. So factors are in a multiplication problem and they are multiplied together to get an answer. So on page 497, we have a chart, and that chart says to complete the chart, you are to write down the numerical number that is common to both terms, the variable that's common to both terms, and then the last thing is a common monomial. So what you're going to do first in through 16 is you're going to find the common monomial. You're going to out, and then you're going to write it down with the other factor. So for example, number 8, you see that you have 3x minus 3. There's a 3 common to this term and a 3 common to this term. So the common numerical number that is common to both terms is 3. So you can write that down. And now I'm going to take 3x divided by 3 is equal to x. So it's 3 times x, and then this one is 3 divided by 3, which is 1. Okay, and that's a minus sign there. So bring down the minus sign, and we have that. Now, when you get the two factors, okay, this is just an arrow. When you get the two factors here, like 3 is a factor, x minus 1 is a factor. You should be able to multiply those out and get what you started with, and that would be checking your work. Okay, so that's number 8. We will try number 9. Number 9 is 7x plus 7y. What is common to both? They each have a 7, so I'm going to factor out the 7. I'm going to say 7x divided by 7 is equal to x. That's the first term. 7y divided by 7 is y. And that's the second term within that factor. Okay, so 7 is a factor. X plus y is also a factor. So the answer to this is 7 times x plus y. Those are the two factors in that situation. Now, if I multiply that out, 7 times x, 7 times y, you get what you started with, okay? Remember, we are finding factors, but in this case, we don't have just numbers. We have numbers and letters. So that's number 9. I'm going to do number 11. 11 is 28a minus 32b. Now, what would be common? There's only an a and a b, so there's no letters in common. I look at 28 and 32. What is a number that is common to both of those? If you don't know right off the top of your head, you can bring it down to the prime factors. So 2 times 2 times 7. This would be 2 times 2 times 2. 5 2s actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 2s here. So what's common to both? They both have 2 2s. So 2 times 2 is 4. So now I can factor out a 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. And then the a stays with it. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And the b stays with it. So those are the factors. This right here is the answer to this question. Okay, 4 is a factor and 7a minus 8b is also a factor. When I multiply it out, I get 28a, 32b minus So that is the correct answer. And that is how you check your work. I am going to do number 15. Number 15 says x squared y plus x. What is common to both? Well, they both have an x in them. So I'm going to factor out an x. So if I factor out an x, okay, come over here, x squared y divided by x. One of the x's cancel out. I'm left with xy. So xy goes here. X divided by x is not 0, it is 1. So I'm going to put a plus 1. When I multiply this out, I get x squared y. X over x is, let's see, x times 1 is x, and so that one is correct. It checks out. So this is the answer to number 15. Okay, so what you do is you figure out what term is common to all of the terms, or if it's not common to all, then you can't factor out of all of them. So number 17 says 8a squared minus 12ab minus 16b squared. Okay, so what is common to all? They do not all share a letter, but I see, let's see, 8 is divisible by 4, that's divisible by 4, and that's divisible by 4. So it looks like I'm going to factor out a 4. So now I go 8a squared divided by 4. The a squared stays, but 8 divided by 4 is 2. Minus 12 divided by 4 is 3. And the ab stays. And then minus 4, and then b squared. So I can't really factor out anything else. That's all I can do on that one. So that is the answer to number 17. So we are factoring out the biggest term out of each of the terms, and then we divide it from each term. And we are doing factoring. That's factoring. We are dividing out a factor from all of the terms. Now, in the section on page 499, which is 10.5 factoring by grouping, that is similar to what we've just done, except that not every term that you're given is divisible by the same thing. So you're just say these two have this term in common, these two have this term in common. So we will do number 2 on page 501. X squared y plus 6x squared plus 6y plus 36. When you look at all 4 of those terms, there's no x in all of them, there's no y, there's no number that is common to all of them, but I can group them. Okay, so let's try grouping them like this, and I see that these both share x squared. So I factor out x squared, y plus 6, and these share a 6. So 6y plus 6. And now this is the same, so I'm going to factor that out. And I'm going to put these in their own parentheses, and there you have it. Okay, so that's factoring by grouping. Now, sometimes you can't factor by grouping. Sometimes you can't factor at all. If there's nothing in common with all of the terms in an equation, then you can't factor. And in algebra, there are lots of ways to factor, but this is just the beginning, and this is just a simple start to factoring. So thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.